Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to dive into a really powerful visualization technique. It's for dealing with those super tough situations in life, the ones you just can't change. This is all about lifting that heavy mental weight, and we're going to walk through exactly how to do it right now.
This question really gets to the heart of it, right? That feeling of being totally stuck with this persistent, heavy weight on your mind. It's a feeling I think most of us know way too well. And today, we're going to learn a really practical way to tackle it head on.
Okay, first things first, let's really unpack what we're dealing with here. Because, the burden of stress is so much more than just some fleeting feeling. We all say, I feel stressed, but that little phrase, it just doesn't do it justice, does it? There's this common idea that stress is purely an emotional thing, something we can just get over. But, well, it's not nearly that simple.
The truth is, that mental pressure actually turns into something very real, something you can physically feel. It becomes this actual burden we carry around with us, weighing us down day in and day out.
And I love this metaphor from the source material. It describes stress as being like thorns pricking the inside of your head. It's this sharp, undeniable presence that becomes almost impossible to ignore. And this is exactly how it shows up in the real world. It's that heavy feeling in your head, right? The tightness in your shoulders and muscles, that frustrating creative block when you're trying to focus, or just that invisible wall that stops you from moving forward. It is absolutely real. So, if the problem feels so physical, so external, where do we even start to look for a solution? Well, this brings us to a really cool idea, the power within. The most fascinating part about this approach is that the answer isn't out there somewhere. It's right inside of us. This simple chart just nails a huge truth. Look, we can't control what happens outside of us or what other people do. Trying to is like, well, it's a waste of energy. But what we can absolutely control is our internal response. Our real power is in managing how we let this stuff affect us. So how do we actually tap into that inner power? Let's get practical. We're going to walk through a 4-step exercise called the dissociation technique. Now, that sounds a little technical, but all it really means is creating a mental separation between you and that stressful feeling so it just doesn't have a hold on you anymore. Okay, before we get into the 4 steps, there's a quick little prep you've got to do. The goal is to get into what some people call the alpha state, which is really just a calm, receptive mindset where your brain is more open to visualization. All you do is find a quiet spot, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just let your mind settle. Think of it like creating a clean canvas to work on. All right, you ready? Here are the 4 steps, super simple. First, you're going to visualize your stress as something outside of you, like a dark cloud or some kind of virus around your head. Second, you generate these powerful waves of energy, starting from the center of your mind. Third, imagine those waves pushing outwards, just washing that virus or that cloud completely away. And fourth, you just repeat. Keep going, watching that negativity float farther and farther away until it's just gone. Now listen, this might take a bit of practice, so definitely be patient with yourself. Here are a few tips to make it even more effective. Try to actually feel the waves of energy, maybe as warmth or light. It's more of a sensation. You could also repeat a simple mantra in your head, like my stress is leaving me now, to really focus your intent. And really commit to the picture in your mind. Vividly imagine that negativity leaving the room, flying out the window, and just disappearing for good. Okay, and this is where this whole thing becomes a total game changer, because it's so versatile. This isn't just for that general feeling of stress. You can apply this exact same idea to pretty much any challenge you're facing. For instance, you can relabel any problem as its own virus. Feeling that pressure at work, you can mentally call it the office stress virus. A conflict in a relationship, that's the partner virus. Even your own negative thoughts can be reframed as overthinking germs. The idea is to turn any abstract problem into a tangible thing you can then mentally get rid of. Which brings us to our last and, honestly, most important point. What's the real goal here? What are we actually trying to do with this whole exercise? And this, right here, is the absolute key. This technique is not about magically changing what's happening on the outside. The goal is to neutralize the effect that situation has on you. It's about taking back 100% control of your inner state. This is what it's all about. That difficult situation? Yeah, it might still be there tomorrow. But that internal burning, that anger, that constant negative reaction loop, that disappears. You get back your inner peace and strength so you can handle the situation without letting it destroy you from the inside out. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. What's going on in your own life right now?
What is that one situation, that one virus that you could target first? Because remember, real, lasting change, it always starts from within.